little bit of technical difficulties there. I apologize for that. So what was I saying? I was talking about how it's a good idea that, you know, a wise thing to do, let's put it that way, a wise thing to do when someone's angry at you and getting your ire up. getting your Ireland up. I love it. My identity is so crazy. Anyway, so if someone's angry at you and you think it's a little unjust or a little overblown, chances are it is, and they're just angry about something else. And a lot of times they'll deflect the pain themselves. You know, they don't want to be wrong, so they make you wrong. So this is something that my sister does as well. So with my housemate, we had an issue. I asked her to get the paperwork done for in order to get fund for our rent for 3 months. I asked her for 3 months. Money ran out. The old money ran out. We didn't have new money. So I applied to a different fund for myself. Very shortened story. Because I'm like not gonna apply for a fund that'll get me 3 months if I put it all in with my housemate, and then have her do this again and be in the same situation for the next 3 months, be freaking out about my rent the way I was in the past 5 months, right? So I applied for myself, and she got pissed off. And the thing is, I still need her to have her part of the rent, right? So I've been on her to be like, you know, did you apply for that fund? Did you apply for the fund? Did you apply for the fund? And she did finally. And then I'm like, did you give them a call? Did you give them a call? Did you give them a call? Give them a call and make sure everything's going through. You know, and she spent like another month. And anyway, I was getting frustrated. And up until then, I'd been very, very nice. Being tactful, being compassionate. And that is an important thing. She's got an anxiety disorder, and I get that. That's tough shit. That's some hard stuff to deal with. So, want to go down here? I'll go down here. So, sorry. You go ahead. Apologize. Because it's gonna blow. Oh, whoops. Forgot about that. Sorry, there was a piece of trash on the ground, and there was a disagreement between me and the gentleman about picking it up. And the point is, the point being that, you know, I did what I could with compassion, and I'm upset at this point, right? Like, this is the rent. This isn't like movie tickets or, you know, even like train tickets. This is the rent. So I was like, well, what else can I do? I'm going to appeal to our friendship. So I appealed to our friendship. You know, this is really stressing me out. I first told her about what it was doing to me, how bad it was making me feel. She starts ghosting me. So then I appealed to her again. You know, if you really were a friend, you would do this so I would stop feeling this way. Didn't really talk to me after that. I saw her, and at one point she looked at me. She's like, I'll call every day until this is done. And I was like, thank you. And then she didn't. So I was like, you know, if you were really a friend, you'd do this. You know what I mean? Like, you would take care of this. And then, yeah, I know it's harsh, but I was like, like, look, if you really care as much as you say about being honest and having integrity, you'll do this, because you're not being honest and you're not having integrity right now. Flipped out. Was not happy with me. And I mean, those are shortened versions of the conversation. You know what I mean? They went back and forth for a while, and I texted her a few times. Not like crazy times, but like, you know, every 3 or 4 days. I'd be like, hey, would you fucking do something? And she totally ghosted me. She started avoiding me in the house. And then she sent me a bunch of emails telling me what a horrible person I am. And she should have started to be my friend. And she never, you know, she should never have opened up. Everybody's out for themselves and blah, 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 stuff. And I recognize very clearly where that stuff is coming from. You know, number one, she doesn't want to admit she did something really kind of shitty to her friend because she was anxious, because it's not really a good excuse. You know, so the guilt and shame feelings that she really doesn't want to deal with, because then I make her feel guilty and shamed, the feelings are coming from me. Right? Like, I'm doing it, so what I did must be what caused it. So there's that. And then there's just like, she's got this, it's so unfortunate, she has this schema in her brain of how the world is. You know, we all do. We all have our truth. We all have, this is the way the world works in our brain, and it's different for every single person. And she's had this particular viewpoint for a very long time, and it has not gotten her where she wants to be. Let's just put it that way. So I come into the picture, and I am talking about a different kind of mindset, and I'm showing her that I'm coming out of a depression. I'm dealing with major anxiety, and, you know, look what I'm doing. I'm bettering myself. I'm reading. I'm figuring out what I need to fix, and I'm fixing it. And she was really, I don't know that she was inspired, but I think she felt like, okay, I have to do this. And she started really getting into it. You know what I mean? She started working a lot. She started recognizing a lot of her own flaws, a lot of her own challenges, weaknesses, whatever you want to call them, that she'd never previously admitted to herself, and or didn't even really know. You know, like, she's like, I didn't know I was an angry person. And she's one of the angriest people I've ever met in my life. She's real angry. You know, and just a whole bunch of different things. And so she's got that schema where no one is really good. They're all out to screw you over. Friends only end up stabbing you in the back. Being open and vulnerable is weak. All these things. And, you know, this past almost 2 years that we've known each other, I've been challenging that every step of the way. And that has been very uncomfortable. And I take my hat off to her quite a bit. Oh, we're back. Okay. So she's got this schema in her head, a very negative world, very hurtful world, very world that's out to get me world. And, you know, she'd been moving out of that, so she was very uncomfortable. And my hat's off to her, because that shit is uncomfortable. And wherever you're coming from, like, doing that kind of work is really uncomfortable. And, you know, she circled around it for a while, and then she jumped in and she started doing it. And I was really proud of her. And I still am. But I think she saw this as an opportunity, or her subconscious saw this as an opportunity to seize upon and say, you know what, I was right, so that she doesn't have to face the things she wants to face. She doesn't want to face. You know, like, she can comfortably say, oh, all that was wrong. That was wrong. I was wrong for all of it. So I can go back to the way that I was. That's kind of what I think is happening. And then I'm sure she's hurt by me. But that's just because the way she interpreted it. You know? Like, dude, I was hurt. I'm not lashing out to hurt you. I'm just trying to get you to do something that you need to do. And if it were just you, I'd leave you alone, but it's fucking me over. You know? So she can be upset about that. That's fine. But this is what I'm concerned about. So on the one hand, so now she's stopped talking to me. She is more or less, like, I'm the one who was like, hey, everybody, let's pool our resources. There are 3 of us in the house. We'll just, share the grocery bill. We'll, we'll just function as like a unit. Like we'll just take care of everything together. And that's why I applied for the last loan for all of us, and I've been the one to share everything, and now she's like, you're only out for yourself. See, and these are the things, like, you're only out for yourself. Here's the thing, I know that's not true. So now this is some growth shit from me, yo. I know what she's saying isn't true. So if that's what she's got to think and feel right now, then that's what she's got to think and feel right now. This is her journey. It's just unfortunate that it's making my living situation very uncomfortable. But again, I think it's for the best. I think it's actually helping her marriage, because she's holding herself up in her bedroom, which again, 100% her. Like, why wouldn't you come and talk to me? I asked you. Yeah. Anyway, see, old patterns, fear, anxiety, and she's miserable. These are the things I need to keep in mind. I am keeping in mind. I see her as that teenager, that all those terrible things. Anyway, just want to see her as that. See how much she's hurting. I don't want to see how much she's hurting. I don't want to be like, oh, you're hurting, but I would rather look at that than how she's making my feelings be. Well, what feelings she's triggering in me. What feelings are triggered in response to her. My feelings, my triggers. I just want to be accountable here. So I was thinking about this other thing, right? Like, so yesterday I was doing dishes, the day before, or maybe this morning. No, it was yesterday. This song, like, the song sung by Freddie Mercury and David Bowie. I'm not a singer. Under Pressure, that song, right? It's a part of it that goes love, 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 and I had that in my head, and then also there's love, 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 because it's like, okay, we're gonna think about love. Clearly, this is what I'm supposed to be thinking about, and I kind of saw it in a different way than I had normally seen it before. When I heard that song, either of those songs, love, 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 I thought of it as a noun, just like love, love, but and I'm sure it's actually meant this way, but I thought of it as a verb this time around, and I was like, oh, right, to love. I love others. That's what that means. Not just love, 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 in the world, but to actively create more love in the world is what we want to do, right? So it's the thing that we want to be doing. So I've decided to put in my mind a bit of a mantra. Michael Singer, Michael Singer says, that a mantra is like just kind of a good distraction. If your mind's going to go somewhere, have it go there rather than into the personal mind. So you practice it the way you would like get it in your head, like the way you would get a song in your head, right? So just love, 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 love. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting that in my head, mantra-ing it whenever I think of it. Love, love, love. Like, I'm going to love. I am loving. Love, love, love. I love everything. I love everybody. I love, love, love. So if I can come from that place, I'll be very happy. I missed a little part in there. The part being, when I was telling you about how the superior to evil people feeling I get, which probably, superior is not the best thing to feel, but if it's because I'm doing things to help humanity and they're doing things for themselves than against humanity and like against the planet. I'm kind of better. That's so horrible to say. Anyway, also, I have to admit that sometimes when someone's really pissing me off and they're being an asshole, I go extra nice because it makes them look like more of an asshole. So I've got, which is, you know, not the greatest motive. Like, let's be honest, not the greatest motive. But at least the result is me being nice. Even if the vibe I'm putting out there isn't really, and I'm working on that. But I admitted this to my housemate at one point, and she kind of latched onto it. And so now she talks about the negative parts of being good, like something like that. She talks about it. And here's the thing about it. I've been around her, so when she goes for it, when she talks about it, I think about it more. You know what I mean? And it's not something... So now I've got this thing in my brain, and it's influencing how I'm feeling, which I don't like. So I am definitely not giving more thought to that, and I'm giving more thought to the love aspect. It's amazing the way your mind works depending on the persons around you. And I think this is why what's going on right now, for not talking to me and us avoiding each other, is actually a very good thing for everybody involved. It's good for me because I'm getting a lot more work done, and I don't have this negative, like just a negative person who's honestly, I feel really bad. Like, okay, look, I feel that the fact of the matter is she is sabotaging me. She does sabotage me. She does it, I don't think she does it consciously, but I've noticed many times something she does that, like, she knows is going to affect me negatively, like put me back. So yeah, she, like, if she's feeling too threatened by my let's say the place where I am in the self-improvement game as opposed to her place in the self-improvement game, she feels threatened by that. She tries everything she can to take me down. It's like, you know, it's weird. It's like, this is not about you. But again, like, I feel bad for her. This is the thing, like, so with that came along this idea that she has now, that I'm a sanctimonious person. And, well, I would say that I am self-righteous in certain, yeah. I like the feeling of self-righteousness. It's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying that's one of my strengths. But of all the negative feelings to have. You know? But she's got this sanctimonious thing now, where it's like, no. Then she's like, I don't know. She's kind of like tempting me in. I don't know. That's a story I'm making up. Okay. So, anyway. The only thing that matters right now is that I am benefiting from this in a way that I do not like that noise. Do not like that noise. Okay, so I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for me because I get to work on things and I get a break from that negativity and that, honestly, not negative view of me, but intimidated or I think it makes her feel less than. It seems to be the situation. And it makes her mad. And, yeah, so, come on, brain. what was I thinking? Come on, brain. So the things that matter are that I am away from the negativity, and especially the negative thoughts and feelings towards me. I hadn't really realized until this started how much negativity is actually, well, I don't want to talk about negativity, how many low vibes are actually directed towards me in the day. It's difficult. I'm realizing that when I'm not having them. Things are much easier right now. So yeah, I feel a little, to be honest, I feel a little relief. And you know, she's hopefully, what I'm hoping for her is that she analyzes this, which I know she's doing, and that she cools off and kind of has the time, like when she was looking up Enneagrams, she figured out that she's a number one, and that was to her, that was the worst one to be. She didn't want to be a number one. She really didn't, so she refused to believe it for a little while. But she thought about it, and she thought about it, and she thought about it, and she realized, no, this is, like, I have to actually accept that if I want to change it, if I want to make myself better, I have to accept that this is what my thing is and work towards bettering it. So eventually she did. Admit something to herself that she didn't want to. So I'm just hoping that, you know, she takes her time, and after she cools down, she might try and think about it from my point of view. And maybe it will provide, let's just say it is, oh, that's funny. Huh. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe though. I think that's her. I think she just passed me with the dog. But I don't know. I'm gonna follow her. That'll be interesting. Sorry. So I'm hoping, I think this is a growth opportunity for everybody. And that's what I'm hoping for people. Anyway, because of that, my choice is, okay, I think that was here. But my choice here is,